welcome back to my channel, guys, and today we're going to play NBA 2K21. We'll continue our My Career, and this is my first season, rookie season, second game. So tingnan mo na natin yung message. Wala. Okay. Waiting for the Nets tonight. Seriously, getting it done along with pretty much everything else. Kitty pa. Oh, there's some. So let's start. So practice team. Not sure what practice. Possibly no na tayo. Punta na tayo sa second game. Second game it is.
Show me what you got. Down, up, back, up, God, down, up.
Hey there, I'm Brian, and I want to talk to you about the upcoming events in the neighborhood. This weekend,
Next time, neighborhood yung gagawin natin. Let's focus first here.
It's an exciting Sunday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony. We have David Aldridge on our sideline. And our special guest tonight, welcoming in Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, Kevin, man, great to be here. I hate being up in that studio sometimes. I love it down here,
we
man.
We need you courtside.
Oh,
we
man,
need you
it feels
courtside.
so much better being with you guys and them other two.
DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden has led the league in points per game the last 3 seasons. And the Beard said, honestly, it's not even about me scoring. Teams are playing me for the pass. I just try to make the best play, and whether that's scoring or passing, every game is different. Kevin, back to you.
DA, he is dangerous in both facets. He's hard to stop.
Well, for so long, the Nets have been recovering from that terrible trade that cost them a ton of draft picks. Kenny, they're finally back to being a competitor.
Wow, I think that if you look at 2014, that trade shows it was terrible to mortgage your future. Look, Nick just turned things around. and they're collecting assets, and they've added these great stars to go with it.
And they may have the right coach, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But I go back, like, I still can't figure out what made them think.
Okay, so jump na natin. First ice pa natin sa game. 5-1, 8-5, 7-8, 9-8, 9-all, 12. Oh, 9-16, lumabang. Here we
Swap
go.
here for Brooklyn. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Here's Junior. 14 points from him the last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Inside. To the middle.
Hey,
They swipe it.
bagal.
Here's Rubio. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Well, this is where his sweet spot is. Rubio at his best in the open court, knows how to finish in that environment.
Oh,
And
nice.
Junior gets it to go on the assist by Dinwiddie. And the Nets lead by 8. And Junior, coming into the NBA from college ball, wasn't the top recruit from his class grade, but he showed what he can do.
Junior had some fantastic performances during his college career. Nobody was quite sure where he would land in the draft. This team's convinced that he can be a factor in the NBA. Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
Yeah, I love the mentality getting inside. I mean, they've been bottled up in there, but when you attack the paint, generally good things are going to happen for you.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Shots good by Noel.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. To the wing on the left. Well, we see rookies like LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton who chose to play in the Australian League rather than college basketball. Kenny, is something you would have ever considered had you been in
Hey,
his shoes?
nice one.
Well, no, I don't think I would have ever been in their shoes, honestly, because my thought process would have been totally different. But
for one.
I do understand how some players will opt for that option, but also it's taking a huge gamble. And, you know, it's going to probably work out for these two talented young players.
And the reality is most of the guys that have done that, it didn't benefit them, because what people don't factor in is you're a young kid, you're going to live in a foreign country, different culture, you're going to be around people you don't know, and generally you don't get to play the game you played in high school because you're not the focal point. So it is a tremendous risk, and most people don't get to see you play until you get to the league.
Greg Jr., as you know, taken in this year's draft. He didn't last long on the board, and this team jumped on the chance to draft him.
There are a lot of high upside players in the draft, but none more so than Junior. He's an athletic monster and could end up being the best player of this class.
Nets leading by 7. Dinwiddie passes to Griffin. The Nets working the ball around now. Junior, Griffin trying to get open, and the layup's good off the glass. Junior's got 7.
And if you know Junior's story, you know he's unafraid of playing tough, physical basketball.
Here's Rubio. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Down low, Towns with the
Bagal
steal.
ang pasa.
Floats one up. The offensive rebound. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, catching the defender slightly out of position that time. Rubio takes advantage, now goes to the line.
Okay, so ulit.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the
Number
offensive
12.
approach for the Nets.
Tama. 28, 31, and 7 quarter. Parang lang. 12, 12, 10, 14, 16. Wala sa.
Well, the players' NBA contracts are guaranteed, but we also see performance incentives. I'm sure that's got to be a motivator, right, with those incentives in that contract.
If that motivates you to play, then something's wrong with you, an incentive.
Because you should love it.
Because the guaranteedness of being there and the wanting to win should motivate you more than anything else.
And honestly, like, most guys, this sounds crazy, but they don't really know all the language in the contract. They just know it's got a G at the end of it. It's guaranteed. Because, like, you really don't think about that stuff, and you sure as heck don't think about it in the heat of the battle.
Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then it's Junior. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. So that's the Nets 5.
Love Harden's assertiveness. He knows he's capable of getting the job done.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Now here's Beasley. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. And the pass to Vanderbilt. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive.
Nice.
One hand, whole punch.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. The Timberwolves were fined last season for resting D'Angelo Russell on the road in a nationally televised game. Minnesota said, we're a player-centric organization that's focused on learning and optimizing the players' bodies. Guys, they do seem willing to pay a fine here or there to protect their players' health. Back to you.
Well, as a player, how couldn't you like that? Always watching out for it. David, thank you for that one. Passes it to Edwards. Back to Beasley. 5 to shoot. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Beasley's got 6.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Here's Junior. That's in, coming off the assist from KD. KD's got his 4th assist in this one.
And seeing Junior out there again, I was impressed with his time on the floor in his debut. Showed that he can pick his spots and contribute to this team.
Junior did not miss a beat when he came into the game, did he, Greg? Exactly the debut this team was hoping to see from him.
Ay,
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Minnesota making a switch. Reed's checked in.
We're still in.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 11. And Durant sends it back.
Over the past few years, Durant's gotten a lot more attention for his defense, and rightly so.
Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Reed misses.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
With it, Beasley covering.
And you can see the floor awareness there. Junior more than capable of spotting the open teammate.
Russell with it. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
That one drops for him. Harden's got 8 here in the quarter.
We're used to this. The way Harden takes over games is so effortlessly. Never gets over.
Pass to Edwards. Towns against Jordan. Towns with the bucket.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Junior kicks to Jordan. And what about our special guest? Kenny, thanks for taking the time to join us, dropping by.
Thanks,
always a pleasure. You add so much to the broadcast.
Man, thanks for having me. This is just great.
Thank you. And what an experience it was, Greg, to have Kenny joining us. You always know he's going to give you his honest opinion, which makes him so great.
Kevin, and throughout his playing days and now as a broadcaster, Kenny has never pulled any punches. He'll tell it to you like it is, and that's one reason he is so beloved.
Just way too much length at the rim to contest. Durant is in a league of his own offensively.
Here's Russell. The step back jumper is good. Russell's got his second basket of the night.
And just a nice job there to shake free of the D inside and then drain.
And that one's good, Junior.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
35 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Really left alone that time. Towns has got a pair of triples in the second now for Minnesota.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Kicks it out to Harden. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists tonight.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And here's Russell. 4 seconds left. And the slam dunk by Russell.
They opened the gates, and he came through. D'Angelo, quick recognition.
Got it off in time, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Hey, James, we know that scoring seems to come easy for you. How do you create that mentality out there?
I just like to have fun. You know, it's all for the kids. It's all for the fans. You know, I think that's what we're here for. And so, you know, guys just go out there and compete, have fun, and just play hard.
My family doesn't think it's all for the kids, but I appreciate your sentiment. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be.
12 minutes. Lamang ulit. Take over. Take Griffin is up. Mahabad.
Group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Durant. Cobb comes in for Joe Harris. Junior's checked in for James Harden. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. John Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And If you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Karl Anthony Towns and it's Rubio in at the point.
And you can clearly see Junior is still accustomed to fighting for every inch. Every game, every play, he's out here giving his absolute all.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Edwards is checked in. Timberwolves trail by 21. Pass to Reed. Over Claxton. Reed misses.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Minnesota's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Now the pass to Rubio. Here's Reed. Back to Rubio. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Rubio's got 10 points.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
And that one's good, Junior.
Junior is cooking on a roll right now. All those moves he's got, and we're seeing them.
Rubio outside. Pass to Noel. Here's Reed. Dinwiddie covering. Just 4 to shoot. Bangs home the trifecta. Noel's got 5 points in the quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Edwards with it. Defended by Dinwiddie. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Nets.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressive.
Joe Harris is checked in for the Nets.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
Junior dishes to Jordan. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
What?
Second shot opportunity and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the tenacity of Junior's inside play goes right into the defender to get a foul and put the shot up.
And he's good on the second. Here's Noel. 9 points in the game so far. And stolen by Junior. He kicks it to Cobb. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting. And a look at the #1 overall pick in the draft, Hendricks Cobb, an incredible athlete who has the potential to be a game changer for this team.
Born in New Jersey but grew up in Louisiana, Cobb has been used to the spotlight for a long time. He has all the tools to be a superstar in short order.
Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. And a wide open look for Junior. A rebound by the Timberwolves. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Pass to Edwards. 1:35 left in the third quarter. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving him. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
And the free throw stats there, 6 of 8 shooting, so 75% so far. Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota.
142.
Good on the second free throw. 125 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Reed. Now here's Edwards. He's guarded close. Now Junior. He's got 23. It's good. Jordan's got 11 points.
Well, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Rubio, the pass to Reed. Back to Rubio. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
High percentage look there, guys. Rubio's best chance to score, and he maxed it out.
Dinwiddie dishes to Junior. Launches it. Offensive rebound, nets. And Harris wide open. He shoots. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
You know, really good to see Harris playing with that kind of confidence because, you know, these shots will only help him get better.
And Rubio kicks to Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, you talk about a skilled offensive player. Junior makes the defense adjust to him.
He's gone 7 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. Good, Junior. And he can't hit the second.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
You know, with his ability to space the floor, Beasley adds a strong dimension to his team's offense.
The pass to Junior. He's looking for Jordan and finds it. It's good. He's got 13.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Exactly.
How about that? OMG. That's how you silence a crowd.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets lead by 18. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And with the 4th quarter upon us. Changes for Minnesota. Vanderbilt's checked in, and it's Russell in for.
And then Beasley inside siya.
Ricky Rubio. They've got Junior. Johnson is out there with Green. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Edwards. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep him there is to build a championship caliber team around him. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Outside, Davis. To the paint. Here's Noel.
Nice
by Irving. Brooklyn's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Here's Claxton, and Davis sends it back, and he gets it back. Claxton, no good.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Noel passes to Davis. There's the dish to Edwards.
You know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
And it's Junior missing. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. For 3, Okogie drills the three-pointer. Okogie's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting here in the fourth quarter around 41%. Here's Claxton. He's guarded by Davis. To the inside, Junior. Good. And the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, when you play with Junior's level of desire, you simply do not go down easy.
Timberwolves passing it around. Noel passes to Davis.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Jeff Green on the wing. Passes it to Claxton. At the elbow, it's Junior. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true. Claxton the pass to Green. It's stolen by Davis. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Irving. Irving against Edwards. Great D that time from Irving. Brooklyn's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. To the paint. Claxton the pass to Junior. They kick it out to Green. Now Johnson. The feed to Junior. He gets that one. Junior's got 32 points in the game.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Count that one.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Brooklyn.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Junior.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. Made the game look easy tonight.
Pass to Davis. Edwards inside. Oh, that's blocked. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Snatched away.
Really?
Here's Okogie. Here's Davis. The teardrop falls in.
You know, of all the things Okogie does well, his passing tends to get overshadowed at times. I mean, easy to see how creative he is on this feed.
And that one's good, Junior.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback
30
diminished.
Okay, that's a
And
30
so it's
point
Brooklyn
lead.
easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David
Let's see.
Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.
Shooting, di pa rin defensive honor. And total salary is 1,003 plus 6,051 fans, 71% chemistry, part 14 takeover, tapos 7% chemistry. And with that, guys, ayusin muna natin yung progression natin. Dito, progression. Tataasan natin. I have 1,000 points. Okay na itong pull shots. Driving layup. So, tataasan ko is mid-range. Shots. Mid-range and 3-pointers. And we're still at overall rating of 69. With that, guys, our next game would be against New York Knicks. So don't forget, guys, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button kung hindi pa nakasubscribe at hit that notification bell for our next video. So don't forget to like this video and see you again next time.